Crash Bandicoot, the classic, lovable, slightly deranged marsupial, has been spinning, jumping on, and in many more ways, killing his enemies since 1996. But today, we say no more. I tried to beat Crash Bandicoot without killing enemies. Can we do it? Let's find out. Now you would think starting out the first couple of levels couldn't have been too big an issue, but no. The first level, sure, plenty of space to jump around the enemies, but the second level, totally different story. Meet my most hated mob in this entire run, the piranha plants. Now these sharp-toothed bundles of joy love to sit right in the way, sprout when you're close and bite when you're closer. The first one we were able to sneak around, same for number 2 and number 3, which seems easy, right? Well, that is until we get to number 4, which I accidentally killed on my first attempt, which of course isn't allowed, so... Now for this plant, we didn't have the space to go around the right or the left. So was that it? Doomed to fail on stage 2? Well, maybe not. I saw this rolling stone right before the mob and had an idea. I ventured back, grabbed an Aku Aku mask, and let's see if we can exploit some iframes. Which actually worked. Just after taking damage, we could use our invincible state to take the attack and then keep on going to the end. It's fine. We'll just do the same trick. We're a little bit too far away for that. Instead, we'll just rock climb over this side. So level 2, a little bit of strategizing, a little bit of trouble, but we got through, still 0 enemies killed. This is going to be an absolute breeze. I want to cry. Honestly, with this one, there was no way around. No jump over, no real option. Except for the main man himself, Aku Aku, taking one for the team and taking out that plant. Meaning, Crash's hands are still clean, which you may think is a technicality to keep the challenge going, and to that I say, maybe. Moving on. The next few levels were quite relaxed. Boulders, there are no mobs. Upstream, we did meet our mortal enemies again, but this time they only nipped at our ankles, so no issues there. And then Papu Papu, as usual, was a pushover.
I'm back.
In fairness, the ones in this stage weren't too bad. Went around the first, we already have the iframe trick from earlier for the next one, and the rest we could also get around by hugging the sides to jump to safety. But overall, 0 plants killed in this one. Hog Ride, no enemies here, so no issues. Then Native Fortress. Up the creek ended up similar to the previous river level, a few monkeys and fish to time our jumps, but nothing too special here. We dealt quickly with the... one sec. We dealt quickly with the kangaroo in a straitjacket, and then onto the Lost City. Not too bad, all we had to do was hide from some bats and walk under jumping lizards. Easy. In my defense, he does have a bit of a shorter jump. Did learn that lizards do track and move into the same position as we are, so I had to maneuver them to one side and jump to the other for these. Took a bit of precise jumping, but got the hang of it. Tell me, are you going to be the new piranha plant of these levels? The spider that drops down, whilst thinking about how to go around it, ended up moving out of the way for me. Finally, a mob with some self-preservation. Also, love the up and down sound effect. For the next snake, I was convinced was going to have to bring Aku Aku in, but with a little around the houses jump, right to the very edge, just had enough time to jump onwards. Did take a couple of goes, as was tricky on the timing, and even more so on the positioning, but did manage it. Due to the rope walking trick, we could avoid everything on Road to Nowhere, so no issues here. Same going for the sequel to the boulder level, no enemies present. Sunset Vista starts us off with a fun one. This was going to be a tight maneuver. We've got to position the lizard to the side, jump on the other edge, immediately jump to the next platform so the lizard doesn't move back and kill us, whilst avoiding jumping into the other lizard or into the bats flying over. This is going to be fun. Never knew it was safe here. And after 38 attempts, success, reaching the first checkpoint. Let's carry on. Rest of the stage, in comparison to earlier, was an absolute cakewalk. Mainly platforming, and a couple of mobs we've already learnt to lead around. Done. God, gonna be having nightmares about the start of that level. One overly buffed koala later, and we were on to the second half of the game, where we immediately ran into issues. But... what kind of precise hitboxes do those guys have? Overall, heavy machinery was okay, a couple of tight jumps, both with the flying and walking bots, as well as a bit of mask usage, but managed to beat with 0 kills. Core 6 power, bit weird. Like the lizards from earlier, the bots track you around, so in this tight spot, found surprisingly tricky to avoid stomping him, and also not getting fried by the pylons behind, but did get after a couple of goes. Generator room started off great. Also, why can't we drop down here? The platform is there, the boxes are there. Why can we not just drop down straight away?
Why isn't it possible? It's just not. Why not, you stupid?
Anyway, apart from the platforming with this one, no issues with enemies, just relied on timing their movements to get across. Toxic Waste has the gimmick of mobs in our path throwing barrels that we have to either jump over or stroll under. So this level stemmed down to, were we able to jump around and land on the platform behind the mob as there is a gap in between? And unfortunately, the answer was no. But there was space right on the edge behind the mob that we could land on and then jump across. Was a little tricky position wise, but could do that for each mob in the level. Next on the agenda is battling our girlfriend's future boyfriend. Wait, what? Okay, more you know. High Road, same story as Road to Nowhere, bit of rope walking, and apparently a little bit of magic.
You're a wizard, Harry.
But then, slippery climb. Now this gap might be the end. I've come up with creative ways around problems like this before, jumping around objects, iframes, shifting the blame. But here, I don't think this could be avoided. Unless... But no. Unfortunately, this last desperate plan wasn't going to work. We just couldn't get the height necessary to get back on the platform. So with this one, finally. And then one or two more. Aku Aku did give us a break for a moment, but... And the last one for Aku. Lights Out was a nice return to the standard formula. Bit of tricky platforming and enemies that we could jump around. Nice to relax for a moment, which I definitely needed because the next level took probably the most focus and precise movement of this entire run. Now the snakes had learnt from last time and now were positioned directly in the way, with no pillars to jump around. At first, this seemed an impossible task and we'd have to resort to Aku Aku. But I was not going to give up straight away. Was there another option? The miracle. This had to be the one, right to the end. First try, we could do it. We could end up in the exact same situation.
Hello there.
Now I tried a few methods we'd previously done, but nothing worked and I ended up running out of lives. To the start we return. My only option I felt was learning properly how we got past that first snake and if we would then be able to replicate it. And in the end we got it. So still not technically sure how it works, but I found running in a straight line on the very edge next to the snakes causes them to delay their attack for some reason. Maybe they're expecting you to fall off. And I had to do this not just once, not twice, but I managed to get this down for all the snakes in the stage back to back in a single run. But there unfortunately was a casualty. About halfway through the level, we encounter a gap that cannot be cleared by jumping, only by a spider that drops down and sacrifices itself for us to pass. Another to the counter and on our conscience. Castle Machinery started off calm, using all the skills we've acquired in the run. Some tight jumps, use of iframes, and moving out the way of enemies. Ooh, Crash had to hold his breath in for that one. I did struggle with the very end jump, so ended up grabbing a mask, idea being if we clip the pipe at the end, iframes will save us. Which ended up not mattering as we got this perfect jump over. Don't think I could have recreated that, so thank God the ending is right next to it. Quickly beat Dr. Citrus with his apple and blackcurrant mix. Don't think we'll be seeing them in stores anytime soon. May have a market in the bodybuilding space though. And finally, the lab, our final level. Mostly a chill time, avoiding electricity, jumping around mobs. Oh wait, he's turned around. Whoops. Oh, and now he's gone. Guess job done. On his holidays now. And a final clean run to finish this challenge off. Well, we did need to finish a certain doctor off first. Well, of course, we know he survives, and so into the sunrise we go, trying to forget certain knowledge of the future as we go. And that was that. Fun challenge. These are the level breakdowns, the flawless ones, the Aku ones, and the ones that Crash will have to live with for the rest of his life. Hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next video.